You're listening to Crashes, Claims, and Clarity, hosted by Darrell Burrow, a Georgia-based personal injury attorney with over 30 years of experience and founder of Burrow and Associates. With a background in both legal strategy and compassionate client care, Darrell has helped over 10,000 individuals and families navigate life after injury. Guided by his Christian faith and a deep sense of justice, he brings expert insight, personal stories, and powerful interviews to every episode. If you're looking for truth, support, and clarity in the aftermath of an accident, this is your place. This is Crashes, Claims, and Clarity.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Crashes, Claims, and Clarity. I'm your host, Darrell Burrow, founder and owner of the law firm of Burrow and Associates, a personal injury law firm located here in Duluth, Georgia. Today we have just a quick public service announcement, very boring, but hopefully very important to you. I've shared my screen here. Today we're going to talk about automobile bodily injury liability insurance and automobile property damage liability insurance. That's all we're going to focus on today. Liability coverage will cover you if you are the one at fault for the wreck. But very important, you have to remember that there are certain limits that you pay for, and those limits are the maximum amount that your insurance company is going to pay, regardless of how much damage you cause to someone else's vehicle, property damage, or how much bodily injury you might cause, or to how many people you might injure. So let's jump into this real quick. As you can see here, we've got bodily injury liability, we've got property damage liability. This is what's called a split limits policy. This first number right here, $25,000, this is going to be the limit that you paid a premium for and contracted with your insurance company, the maximum amount that they would pay to any one person that you injure in the wreck. And by the way, this is the minimum limits that we have here in the state of Georgia. Next, you'll see this $50,000, and then right here, it's each occurrence. This is the maximum amount that your insurance company would pay to any number of people that are hurt in the wreck that you cause, but with no one person receiving more than this first number, $25,000. Right underneath that, you've got property damage liability. Most of the time, this limit is going to match the single limit per person right here. And of course, this covers for other automobiles or a building or any property damage that might be caused, regardless of whether you hit a 1971 station wagon or a 2025 Lamborghini. All right, let's move down to the next one I have copied. This is a copy from another policy declarations page. This person contracted for more coverage. As you can see here, it's $50,000 per person, $100,000 per occurrence. But on this one, the person contracted for actually $100,000 in property damage. So it doesn't have to match this single person bodily injury limit. This one just happens to be $100,000. Of course, the more coverage you have, the more premium you're going to pay to the insurance company. And finally, down here, I've copied something called a combined single limit policy. You can see right here, combined liability, $500,000. Sizable amount, but remember, that has to cover not only any single individual that you might hurt in the wreck, it's got to cover any number of people hurt in the wreck, and then it also has to cover property damage, all under that one combined single limit. This is not as common in the state of Georgia as a split limits policy. Now, the key to this is all that your insurance company is going to pay if you're at fault for the wreck. And of course, you want more coverage, but it comes at a cost. It comes at a higher premium. You have to really take a look at your situation, especially what assets you might have and what can you afford to pay. But you want to try to increase and have as much liability coverage as you can possibly afford. And don't forget about thinking about or looking at all of the assets you might have. If you're a homeowner and you purchased your home anywhere 4 years or more or longer ago, then I'll bet you that property value has risen, and all of a sudden you have equity, you have assets that would need to be protected. You've got to take that into consideration when you're looking at your automobile liability coverage and what you can afford to pay for. So that's liability coverage, quick and dirty. One other thing I want to mention that is extremely critical. I've seen this so many times and don't want it to happen to anybody. If you have a young person in the household, they turn 16 or 17, whatever age they get their license, the moment they get their license, you have got to call your insurance company and let them know. I'd send an email, maybe even a letter, to let the insurance company know that you have a new driver in the household and that person needs to be added as a driver in the household. We have seen so many times where everyone's excited, the new driver gets a license, but everyone in the household forgets to contact the insurance company to add that new driver. Yes, it's an additional risk. Yes, it's going to come with an additional premium, but it's far better than that young driver getting into a wreck where they're at fault, and then you receive a letter from the insurance company that says we are denying to cover the claim. I hope this has been helpful. Again, Crashes, Claims, and Clarity. I'm your host, Darrell Burrow. If at any point anybody has any questions and they want to find my law firm and ask us about coverages, declarations, pages, feel free to contact us. You can find us at www.legalatlanta.com. You can find us at Burrow and Associates. Feel free to give us a call anytime and just let us know you have a question and you need some help. Thank you.
You've been listening to Crashes, Claims, and Clarity with attorney Darrell Burrow, founder of Burrow and Associates and a trusted advocate for over 30 years. If today's episode helped bring clarity or hope after an accident, be sure to follow, subscribe, and leave a review. To connect with Darrell or learn more, visit legalatlanta.com. Join us next week for another honest, faith-centered conversation about recovery, rights, and moving forward after injury.